like a Hellcat.
What up, guys? Tech Talk. I'm here today with Chris Libby.
What's up?
Forgot his name for a second.
Thought you were waiting on me to fill my name in.
And then we got Bambam Lee. And we got Trev. I actually was waiting, but you didn't say anything, so I just...
Yeah, we both kind of went at the same time.
Yeah, we just looked at each other, made that eye contact.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's make it weird.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got onto a kid today, and I just got quiet because I was like, whoever speaks first in this matter...
I was going to ask you if you did that intentionally, because I did see something like interrogation. You make, like, the perpetrator, like whoever is being interrogated, you make them speak first.
Do you?
Yes, because if they're guilty, awkward silences, it kills them. They just start talking. They can't stand the silence.
Gotcha.
So I was going to ask you if you did that on purpose.
Yes, I did do it on purpose, but I did not know that that was an interrogation tactic.
Yes.
I just knew that he needed it.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I'll let the rest of the world know what's kind of going on. We got a kid that was one of my students. Another kid that is part of our school informed us that that kid was acting out in bullying behaviors. And then we had some teachers saying this other kid was bullying other kids and things like that. And so I called the kid's mom and said, hey, I want to talk to him. She's like, what's going on? And I was like, don't worry about all that. Just if you can, bring this kid up here. I know y'all haven't been members in a little while, but I want to talk to him. So I got him in the office, and I basically asked him, I was like, hey, man, what have you been doing that you shouldn't have been doing? Obviously, the kid wanted to be quiet. Hey, listen to that. Train.
Yeah. We missed it for a couple of weeks.
Hey, it's cool, though. I'm glad to have it back. I think it's like part of our podcast at this point. Anyway, kid sat down, and I asked him, hey, what have you been doing? What do you know? And he's like, oh, nothing. I want to come back. I'm like, oh, you want to come back and train? All right. So what have you done? Why are you in my office? He says, I feel like I'm in trouble. And I was like, okay. What have you done to be sitting in my office? And he kind of sat there. And I just sat there. And then I thought to myself, I was like, whoever talks first kind of loses this battle.
You lose that power, that authority.
Yeah. And I was just like, all right, cool, I got plenty of time. We'll hang out. I was looking at him, and I asked him a couple of questions, and then I just got quiet, and I sat there and waited. And he was super nervous, and he was sitting there, and he was like, And then I seen his eyes, I seen him break, and I was like, all right. You know, I heard some things, and I want to hear your side or whatever. He told me, he denied it pretty much, but then he said another kid was doing it, and he wasn't the one doing it. He just witnessed it. And I said, you didn't say anything? He's like, no. I said, that's just as bad. I was like, it's not the person that's being mean to you that makes you feel bad. It's like when somebody's trying to bully you or say something and make you feel, it's the people around that's going, ooh, or the people around that's laughing. That's what makes you feel bad. Because you remember all the laughing faces. You remember that no one stepped up to help you. And you don't know whether the people that are laughing are enemies or friends. If they're going to help the bully, you don't know. So it's even more terrifying. And I said, you were an enabler. I was like, you know what would have stopped that? I was like, judging from your perspective, what you told me, you know what would have stopped it? For you to have some morals and step up and go, hey, man, chill out. That's all it would have took to de-escalate it, and it would be over. That's it. Like, you wouldn't have had to fight the guy. You wouldn't have had to, at most, everyone else would agree, like, this kid's being a dick, and this kid stood up to him. Like, that's just how it works. And I've heard people say, oh, then you're making a target on yourself, and it's not. Cool. And well, I can take it. So can they. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially you trained with me for that long. This kid has one of the best head and arm throws of any kid I've ever trained. This kid could throw that other kid on his back immediately. And he didn't say anything, so that was just as bad. But that's not what we heard. What we heard is he's actually taking part in it, and he's partaking in the bullying himself. But I scared him to death today. How'd that go, Bam?
I think it went well. I think you got the point across, because it seemed like he was just he was there but not there, like listening to you, and was just like agreeing, waiting till you get done, go home, nothing would change, and you scared him, and you had his attention then.
What age group was this kid, if you don't mind me asking?
You ain't got to say it. He's like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
No, 14. Remember,
he's 14.
And
he's just he is smaller though.
He is smaller, but what got me, how he became a bully, like, because there was right after he had quit, he was actually being bullied and stuck up for himself.
Yeah.
And now he's on the other side, and I'm like, man, like,
yeah, he was being bullied, and
so he knows what it feels like. And
yeah, I scared him to death today. So, I like sitting in the chair and I was talking to him like I'm talking to you guys, and he just gave me this smirk, like,
yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. And I just jumped up really hard. I didn't mean to, but like when I jumped up, my thighs hit the under of the desk, and everything just exploded and just went everywhere. And he turned and run.
God dang, I might too.
And he turned and run, and I caught him. And I was looking at him, and I was just like, and my eyes were just huge, and I said, "How do you feel right now?" He's crying. He just started crying. So why are you crying? I haven't done anything. I said, "You see how you feel right now? That's how you made that kid feel." I'm like, "Does it feel good?" Because I don't like to see you cry. It don't feel good to me. Did it feel good to you to make someone else feel that way? Does how you're feeling right now feel good? He said, "No, sir." I said, "Dude, don't ever let me hear about this ever again." And then I gave him the whole sheepdog speech. You know, you got sheep, then you got the wolves. Wolves are capable of violence, but you know the whole spirit.
Oh yeah.
And the sheepdogs are capable of violence, but they choose to control it and to protect the sheep. It's hard to be a sheepdog. Anyway, I just like come up, and it scared him to death. I've done it before with one of our kids. That's one of our mainstays in the gym.
Yes.
Changed his life. So I'm hoping that this sparked some change in this kid too.
Well, he was supposed to come back for adult class.
Yeah, but his mom also told me that she didn't think she was going to be able to make it.
Okay.
That she had to cook supper tonight, like her husband was coming home at a certain time. So
is there plans maybe for him to come back?
She said she's got some stuff to do, but she appreciated me taking the time with him and spending up, like, talking to him, and like it's really good. Not because I'm scaring him or whatever, but the way I handle things, I feel like is very unorthodox. But at the same time, I don't treat kids like kids. I never have. I've never, like my kid, my all three of my girls, I've never treated them like kids. You've never heard me go like, "Oh, baby, what is it?" It's like, what's wrong? All right, let's talk about it. Why are you feeling the way you're feeling? No, it don't matter. Even when they was 2 or 3 years old, I'm like, "Hey, why are you whining? Why are we whining? Is that what we do?" Like, I talk to them just like I would you. If you were sitting up here whining, I'm like, "Dude, why are you whining? Is that going to give you your way?" Like, I talk to them exactly like I would anyone. And I find that when you treat kids like humans instead of kids.
Yeah,
like,
coddling them.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Coddling.
Yeah, instead of coddling them. Yeah. I feel like it becomes that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it becomes like, oh, he's going to respect me, but I'm going to have to answer for my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to own up or do whatever it is, because he's not going to coddle me. He's not going to be nice about it. If I did some messed up shit, then I'm going to have to answer for it. And And that's just how I raise my kids. That's how I coach my kids here too.
And I try to do the same thing, especially when you have a kid. Like, it's a contact sport, so maybe a kid getting aggravated or a kid gets hurt, and I go ask them, what's going on. If they can't get their words out, I tell them, calm down. Let's figure this out. I need you to talk. Like, I don't know what's going on unless you tell me. You have to tell me.
Yeah, and I think that's what sets our program apart, though. We're not in here running a kids program like a kids program. We're running it like they're competitors and they're in bully-proof program, and we treat it real. Right. Obviously, we're not hard asses, but at the same time, we let them grow into who they need to become. We don't just expect them to be that person overnight, but we definitely lead them in that direction.
Right. Well, I think this will be a great segue because we have a new guest talking tonight, and I think it's actually true to get his perspective because not only does he train in the adult program, his wife also trains, and they have 2 boys that are in the bully-proof program. So,
yeah, and just to put this out there, the man is a hell of a tattoo artist. If you guys follow me at all, you've seen my Ninja Turtle tattoo. It says a gentleman's wager. Yeah. This is the man that done it.
Well, I figure at the end, you give him a chance to put out his social media. That way, maybe you get some followers. And
I think he's already got too many. He's already booked the rest of the year.
I mentioned something to him like I'm ready to make a booking. Like, everyone has a tattoo, you know the feeling. Like, you just get an urge. Like, okay, it's time. I need a new one. Like, I got to get one.
All right, so we're gonna let you give us your thoughts on the program and like what it felt like coming in your first day, what jiu-jitsu was like, what it is to you now, all of that stuff. Just let us have it.
Oh, so
you guys suck.
So man, I love it, man. I enjoy the shit out of it, dude. It's similar to what I thought it was, but not quite.
Had you had any experience, like any fight training before, or even watch MMA on TV?
Oh yeah. So I used to watch a bunch of UFC, like I don't know, back in high school, post high school. I don't really watch. We don't have cable TV or anything like that now, so I haven't been watching it lately. But yeah, I mean, I've watched it before. I was familiar with what jiu-jitsu was and that kind of stuff. And of course, I heard Joe Rogan talk about it and all that good stuff.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I guess I thought it was more of like a grittier kind of, I don't know, it's surprisingly kind of fluid and not always gentle, but way more, you ain't just like smash, it's not, it ain't quite that. So
right. There's grittiness to it, but it's not the
finesse.
Entire time. Like
right, yeah, it's super finesse, I guess I didn't understand like just how deep the layers, go. Like, you can learn a move and then drill it, 100 times, you still don't know anything about them. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many like little details, like, do your toes like this, or if your shoulder's an inch this way, it makes a huge, So that part of it's like I love like complex stuff like that. It's like multi-layered.
And jiu-jitsu is one of those. Like, I'm really starting to, like I say, understand it, but I'll never understand it. But there's moves I've been taught. Been training over 4 years now. Not tonight. He taught a move that he's taught more than once before. I know.
You still learn new stuff.
I still pick up new things.
So cool.
Because I know, like, you still learn. So you'll tweak your moves too, playing with it. So you show me something new. I'm like, I don't remember this from 2 years ago, but yeah, okay, yes, let's do this.
The move we went over tonight was Von Flue. So for the guys that are out there, listening, whatever, Von Flue is basically if somebody's trying to grab you in like a guillotine, which is like another type of choke, you trap their arm around your own neck and use your shoulder and your weight to finish them from side control. And I used to pull people towards me into it and then just kind of cut myself in half. Now I kind of step in and turn them on their side as I cut myself in half. Same mechanics, same exact mechanics, but I found that big, strong guys was lifting my hips and pushing me back down like they were trying to get me away. And now the way I do it, it doesn't matter if they do that. I just stay heavy, and their arm will give out, or they'll go to sleep, or both. Their arm will give out, then they'll go to sleep. So that is what it is on that. But like, it's just like you said, there's so many little fine details, and I'm never gonna stop learning. I'm constantly trying to improve. Those millisecond of reaction times, the timing, the getting to this proper position, having your palm up, palm down grips, having your arm closer, having a good frame, like the way you're framing, the way you're hanging, like all of these different things, you start finessing the smallest things, and it just changes your game hugely. But anyway, how's your wife liking it? Like, do y'all train together? Do y'all roll together? Like, I kind of know the answer to that, but I also
yeah, she likes it. She's having a bunch of like kind of medical issues, like pain stuff. It's pretty rough on her body, even just, you know, like just sometimes just drilling in class certain moves where she's carrying like weight on her torso, you know. She's got a bad back. So she's been aching a lot. So we're trying to get some of that under control. It's a little discouraging, you know, to her, because she feels like she can't train much. That, and then just she likes it. She's just a little frustrated. So
I think that's part of it, man. I think that is 100% part of getting good at jiu-jitsu, though. You go through times where you're injured. You go through times where you just go through times, man, like where you're like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do it anymore. Right. This sucks. Yeah. And then you go through times where you're like, man, I'm loving this. Like, I'm just doing everything. And it'll shift from day to day. It won't even be like a week.
It's just nightly for me sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
From roll to roll, like, have a great roll. Then, like, I want to kill myself. And then the third roll, I'm like, okay, I'm back. Like, just that quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, it changes. And for me, it's not so much not denied anymore. But sometimes I'll get around people that, like, in my mind, they started after me. I've got this amount of experience. I've been doing this for 20 years. Blah, blah, blah. And then they'll give me a hard time. They won't even be, like, killing me. They'll just give me a hard time. And I'm like, fuck, why is it taking me this long to get this good? And they're getting this good. And they've only been training a quarter of the time that I'm training. And then I have to remind myself that I'm making everyone better around me. And I'm giving them details to shit that took me months, years to learn. And I'm just handing it to them like, oh, here. Yeah, this right here, this grip, this is what makes this work really good. Whereas I had to learn through trial and error because I didn't have someone showing me this stuff. I'm a 144-pound guy, and I'm training with 200-pound men. I didn't have anybody fine-tuning or telling me, oh, yeah, if you just, pull this into your body or turn your wrist here, like, or you just set into it with your weight here, it makes a difference. I had to play with it, get beat up, and then figure it out. So...
Yeah, so what do you think about the Bullyproof program? Because I mentioned earlier 2 of your boys train.
I forgot. I love that.
Like the way they carry themselves. They're funny. They pick up fast. Like I like having your boys in a program. So what do you think about it?
Man, I love it, dude. I think it's awesome. They seem to love it. Like genuinely enjoy it.
So you don't have to make them come. Like they're ready.
No, like they asked, like, are we going to jiu-jitsu? And like sometimes, like if Ashley's feeling bad or if we got too much stuff going on, like. Especially if we were like, hey, we might, if me and Ashley, if they hear us talking about maybe trying to make class, like tonight or something like that earlier in the day, and they hear that, and then when they find out later, like, we're not going to jiu-jitsu, they're like, oh, man, they're all bummed. But I think it's good for them, man. I've noticed they tend to be less violent with each other at home since they started, too. Like, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like they get a lot of that competitive, like, dude energy out here.
I know y'all have a third son. Plans to sign him up when he gets old enough then?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he'd sign up now if he could. He'll stay at home. What was he say? Won't go jitsu. Won't go jitsu? Yeah, he'd get out 2 and a couple months. Oh, man, I'm terrible with ages.
Okay.
2, yeah.
We'll just say 2.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Yeah. People that don't know what it is, they always like my family. like my sister and mom, like they still mix it up. My sister's better about it. I think she does it on purpose just to mess with me, that brother sibling, sister rivalry thing. But my mom, like, she calls it everything but jiu-jitsu. Like the juju, the Gigi, what is it?
Judo.
I think, but she's getting it. I think the funniest was it was actually a tattoo artist. I went to get a tattoo with some of our previous members up in Macon, and it's just the way she said it. Like I had just come back from an injury, and I was talking about it with Corey. It was Corey and Beth. And the tattoo artist was tattooing Beth. And I'm like, what happened? Someone jitzed your Jew? And to this day, that's still one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
That's awesome.
Jitzed your Jew.
So, mentioning that about tattoo artists, how long have you been tattooing? And, like, did you have another career before that? Like, how did you get on this path? And
we're going on 10 years now. So, it's like 9.5-ish now. So
okay.
Next... June or something like that will be 10 years.
And did you do something before this and you just made the decision like, you know what?
I just dicked off, man. I worked part-time at a pharmacy and I went to college just because that's what kids were supposed to do. And
gotcha.
You know, yeah, I mean, I guess I've always been interested in it. In high school, I used to have like a little notepad and I draw a little tattoo design. It'd be a little shitty tribal stuff and just, stupid crap. But I'd carry that thing around and folks would get me to Sharpie it on them, little temporary tattoos, even back in probably middle school or like early high school or something like that. So that may have been middle school actually.
So was the transition difficult from just drawing
to
using a tattoo gun?
Yeah.
I have a friend that was really good at drawing and someone mentioned to him, so he got like some leather or cowhide, pigskin, something, and a tattoo gun. He goes, "There's no way." Like, he said he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, dude.
You practiced on yellow melons.
Never practiced on a melon. I messed around on some oranges, I think. I had some practice skin. I had some pig hide, like from a butcher shop, a slab of pig skin that I diddled around on. None of it really compares to like a squishy, like breathing person that like moves and muscles tense and that kind of stuff. And then, the oranges are kind of good because you're like moving around a tight radius, but like, drawing on flat paper is like one thing where your arm's braced. Right. It's nice and it's flat.
And then the vibration of the tattoo
smooth.
gun.
Yeah, the thing's heavy, like it's the tip out of your hand backwards, and you're having to, you're not just bearing down with it, you're floating it, because if you just bury it down,
you're gonna cut them.
Right. If you run in too hard, you'll cut them. If you just bury it down, it's going to go down, into the deeper layers of skin, and that ink's just going to spread. Out. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. So
yeah, I do those. So what is that? S&P, micro scalp pigmentation, or whatever.
Very familiar with it.
And man, those are very shallow. They don't even go they don't even go as deep as like a regular tattoo artist. And you'll get a blowout with those little fine needles, and it'll turn their head like it'll be like
just instantly bruised. Yeah. You'll see that ink just bruising
and then
out.
Like if you do that to somebody, it's like you might as well just stop and go ahead and pay for them to have laser removal.
Yeah, right.
100%.
There's some weird stuff with certain green pigments. I'm not sure entirely what it is, but there's a certain little range of green pigments
that turn people blue
that will bloom out through the subcutaneous fat. I've seen it a whole bunch of times, mainly with women. Maybe it's just because they've got softer, a little bit fattier skin.
Did it?
But that green will bloom out, and they'll have like a real, just very faint bruise, like greenish, bluish bruise look around their tattoo that you can't get rid of at all.
With you in the tattoo industry, I've never talked to a tattoo artist about this. I just see it like on social media, either on like YouTube or Instagram, a couple trends, and I don't know. I'll just tell you what it is, and you can tell me like, oh, that sounds cool, or there's no way I would do that. One was they did like a green screen. That way they could just scan like a phone over it, and it would have whatever they wanted to on it. And they did like a design, like a Rick and Morty design, and like a green screen behind them or something, where they could just do whatever.
Yeah, cool.
And then another one I saw was they actually used like neon ink to where it was like glow in the dark. So when they turned the lights off or black light, it was a different picture or like a city. and then it looked like a city at night with lights.
Oh, that's cool.
So, what do you think about like those trends?
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been around, like the glow in the dark ink, the UV stuff's been around for a while. I've never even tried to tattoo.
I was about to say,
with
would
it
it last as long, or
I have my doubts that it's gonna,
Right.
stay active for,
well, like you say, gimmicky. It looks cool, but I just didn't know how long it lasts.
And then how many times are you gonna be under a black light?
Exactly.
Right. So you're kind of,
and then like the green screen. How often you're like, oh, check this out, and just hold your phone over.
Right. And then if that green's not tattooed solid, or in 10 years when it starts to get blotchy, you lose the whole effect.
Right.
So me personally, I'm just more of a fan of just a good solid tattoo for what it is.
Do you have a certain tattoo genre or like artistry that you prefer?
I mean, it changed. Like, it evolves over, the course of a career. Like, I started off and all I wanted to do was like, bold color, illustrative stuff with fat outlines and high contrast and stuff like that, all hand drawn. And I've kind of shifted over now. I do mostly black and gray realism, or it looks more like a photograph on someone's skin. So, is
there anything you want tattooed?
I don't do tribal. Don't really do like little, I don't know, some little dainty,
sticker tattoos.
Right, the watercolor stuff. I mean, anything that's not going to age well. Obviously tribal ages well. You can't get rid of this shit, but like the little, I don't know, it's real trendy with girls, especially these days, to get like the little tiny tattoos that are like real pastel looking. It was watercolor, about 5 years ago. That thing, watercolor stuff was super popular. But the low contrast, pastel, little dainty stuff like that, just, dude, it doesn't look good.
I got you.
In 15 years, it's like, what is that? So I like doing big stuff.
You're about to ask a question. I think I cut you off.
Yeah, there was a thing, like, it was like an ugly gorilla or something. Like, somebody made this ugly drawing. It was like, and then it become a trend for tattoo artists.
Sucky Panther, maybe.
Yeah,
son.
Sucky Panther. Have you ever done one?
No, unfortunately, I have. I started drawing up some Sucky Panther flash. I never got far on it. Like flash sheets, just a sheet of designs. Like, hey, pick a design, get it tattooed. I started drawing some. I think I only got one design done, then I lost it. But it was like a shark with the Sucky Panther face with his shark body.
Do y'all know? Do y'all have a clue what we're talking about?
No idea.
Dude, so we got this thing over here where we can start sharing it on the internet. Like, so when we do these podcasts, we can post that right into it. But we're not gonna bring it up to now unless Trevor wants to do that. Like, if you want to find it and try to bring it up,
find it over here.
It's all the
just
same.
Kind of bring it up on the screen.
But
But it's like this thing that somebody screwed up.
Started with that. It started with that. Yeah,
like
so that was the OG.
That was somebody's actual tattoo. We're fixing to show it to you guys in just a second.
So it became a trend.
Well, it become a trend to try to make it better.
Basically a meme. It just turned into like a meme that people would get on their bodies now. And
it's like, and they would try to use that and then make it better, but still use
the same structure. The same structure. They'll put it. Man, I've seen so many good ones. It's it's hilarious.
If you make that maximize right there and just click competition, it'll show up in that window over there.
Okay, so wait, what?
Maybe YouTube video.
I wonder how much of this, while he's doing that, in your camera, Coach Jeremy, like you can see them sparring in the cage. I wonder how much.
Yeah, you can see it.
I think it's cool. I just.
on our cameras back here behind us.
I just wonder how much they can make out.
There it is. That's the if you make that big, it'll just cover up the whole screen. Just maximize it. Yeah, there. And that's not the OG one. That is like somebody colored that one in, and they actually made that one look pretty good.
Yeah.
But they made Chucky. It's just like a meme now where.
Is that the original?
That's the original.
Yeah, that's the OG. So some real shitty artist and tattooer did that on somebody, and then it found its way onto the internet. They're like, I follow some pages that only post like just god awful tattoos, and this just happens to be one that people like grabbed onto and started redrawing with different using that same mouth structure and everything in the eyes, and just Voodoo.
I mean, I've seen. I follow a page that that's all they do.
just sucky Panther
It's
stuff.
just sucky Panther stuff, and it's so funny because you'll see like there was just Chucky on there. You'll see like Bigfoot. It's just crazy. That's why I was asking like if you've ever done one of those.
No,
Tell you
I
what,
hadn't.
Do you want to?
I'd be down. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
like their
Bam.
body, whatever.
Bam,
yeah.
there's your next tattoo.
No, I don't want that.
No.
You pick it, I'll stick it.
Hold on. 1 million subscribers. Jimmy will get a Sucky Panther tattoo.
Hey,
Yeah, hey, I'm down for that.
What?
Yeah,
I don't know about all
we
this.
agree to it for you.
Okay.
I
We'll
still
talk.
got to get the jiu-jitsu tattoo.
Yeah, you do. I got to put that on you.
Yep. I got to decide if I want to do something like with it, like Taylor was saying, or just.
Dude, Beth got the chest
I know.
pieces. That's so dope.
It is.
She got like the chest pieces and they had belts around them.
Yeah, so pawn. I don't know. Did she do pawn or did she start with rook?
Yeah.
Because you have more chest pieces
Yeah.
than you do belts.
Yeah, she started with pawn, I think, but it was like
Yeah.
pawn, rook, knight, bishop.
She
king.
skipped one, bishop or not.
Yeah. Or maybe it was just bishop, knight, rook, king, and queen. Because you had red belt. So no pawns.
But I don't think she did rebel. I think she stopped at.
Black?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But that tattoo was fire. That
Yeah,
was
it
a
was.
good ass tattoo.
When I first started, before I got my blue belt, I got a few saved on my phone of like just the journey. And I think the best one that I thought about, just simple, instead of like making a design. I like the chest pieces. I've seen one that was like a spider and each leg was a different color belt. I think the one I decided on was just one that was really cool. Was a guy had got the belts down his rib cage and it looked like it was going into his ribs, but he would only get them colored in once he earned that belt.
Oh,
But I didn't want something that I would have to constantly
yeah.
like that big of a deal, like have just blank belts that big. So I thought about maybe the front of my shoulder or something, color in the belts, but then underneath each belt fill in the year as I get
The
it.
date.
The
Yeah,
date.
you come back and add it in.
Yeah.
Just to add the
That
date.
way you have the belts color and all. It still looks good as standalone, but then you just add the date. Because I think that rib cage, once it's done, it's going to be fire. But he has whole,
Yeah, walking around with an incomplete.
Yeah,
tattoo.
whole belts
What if
that
he
are just
breaks
blank.
his? Well, yeah. What if he gets hurt and then can't get his?
Right.
Yeah.
But I just want to share with it. I think this is a good time to share it since we have a tattoo artist. I just heard about it recently too, and I think it was on one of Josh's podcasts. He had a guest on there that he's a diver and he lost his eyesight. Like he's completely blind in one eye and only has like so much percent in the other eye. And he
And
actually,
what does this have to do with our tattoo artist?
I'll tell you. I'll get to it. He has a
I
documentary.
dive too.
that-
Whoa, wait a
Well,
minute.
he does videos, and some of them are funny and stuff online. He actually has a documentary about him going blind called "Diving Through Darkness." But anyway, they set up this gimmick where they took one of their buddies to a tattoo shop and let the blind guy tattoo him, and they signed waivers and stuff. And it was, I think it was on the guy's like butt cheek, and they played like tic tac toe, and the blind guy did the tattoo, and the tattoo, like, I don't know what shop it was. I may be mixing up the stories, but I know he did a tattoo, and I know a tic-tac-toe game was done. But the tattoo artists, like, that owned the shop, thought they were playing with him, and they're like, because he, like, saying, like, start making up things, like, do these waivers and all, like, thinking he'll scare them off. And they're like, they sign everything they put. He's like, wait, y'all for real? They're like, listen, either this tattoo is getting done in your shop, or we're going down the road to another shop. Like, it's getting done somewhere. And we have... Because they have a big following. We have this many subscribers. It's free publicity for you. Like, the ball's in your court. Can we do it or not? And they did it. Like,
They played tic-tac-toe on a man's butt cheek,
with a blind guy.
and the blind guy was doing a tattoo.
Yes.
Holy
Would
shit.
you let someone come in your shop and do that?
Well, it ain't my shop, so I mean, I'd be down with it. I don't know if our health department would like that a lot or not. 'Cause we're kind
As
of
long as
regulated.
everybody's just got
Yeah.
gloves and shit on, I guess.
Maybe they wouldn't find
Bunch
it.
of
As long
waivers
as-
like that guy. Like, you got to sign everything. Like, what's your social? We need everything.
I guess to be kosher, they'd have to get temporary licenses and all this nonsense. We just have to hope the health department didn't subscribe to their channel, I guess.
Yeah, but I just thought that was a funny story.
Yeah, that's nuts. Letting a blind guy play tic-tac-toe on your ass.
It's hilarious. I'd let them pay me to do that.
And
in
well,
my-
I met this guy
on
in
my
person.
station.
I met this guy in person. I actually went to Josh's studio when he had a party, and
I want to see the damn tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, I got to find out. I know the guy's name, so I'll go look up that documentary and get his name and look up his channel, and it's on there somewhere.
I got you. What's the most crazy, ridiculous thing ever happened to you, or that you have ever wanted, or somebody ever wanted, or just the craziest story that you could think of? Like while you in a tattoo shop
That you knew.
That you knew.
2 years, this is going to be a cover-up.
Well, there's one that I didn't do, and I'll forever live with regret for this. This ghetto lady came in. It's probably like my first year and a half of tattooing. She was wanting to get LaTroy's bottom bitch across her butt cheeks or lower back or something like that. And I was like, oh, God, this is a fucking train wreck. But anyway, did the whole like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. I can't remember exactly everything that was said. More or less, I kind of gave her a price that was a little high or said I didn't have time that day or something like that. Anyway, trying to blow her off. She came back the next day and wanted it. And then I was like, all right. I tried to explain to her like what a bottom bitch was and why she doesn't want to be permanently labeled a bottom bitch. She still wasn't having it. I can't remember. Maybe I told her I wasn't going to do it, or I don't know. But anyway, I regret not doing that tattoo because it would have been a way better story had I done it. So yeah.
Well, how did you try to explain what a bottom bitch was? Like, I want to hear this.
I don't remember what I said to her.
My mind went to like, oh, maybe she is.
Well, so I've heard. I'm not an expert on bottom bitches, so there's two different. I've heard.
Are you sure?
I've heard some different lingo for it. So like, if you got 5 hoes and 3 of them are top, like, I want this one tonight. She can't come. I want this one tonight. She's got a boyfriend. I want this one tonight. Whatever. She's busy. The last one you call, that's your bottom bitch. She may be ugly. Her breast stinks. Whatever. The one you don't want, but last resort. I've also heard that a pimp running a ring of hoes, his number one earner is the bottom bitch. So now that I know that, I'm thinking maybe she was his number one earning hoe.
See, that's where my mom went.
Yeah, she was
a bottom bitch is the one that you can count on.
Yeah, that's my bottom bitch. She got my back.
She's always got my back, regardless.
Yeah.
All I thought about was South Park, Butter's bottom bitch. Like, I don't know if y'all seen that episode.
I've never watched.
Butter turns into a pimp running schoolgirls giving kisses on the playground, and he has a bottom bitch.
That's awesome. But our boy Trevor has looked it up for us. What you got, little Trev?
So we'll start with the top. Let's bring up the window capture again. So, top one, a gay person who prefers to be on the bottom during sexual intercourse between 2 men. Don't think that's what she meant.
I don't think that was her.
Don't think so.
All right.
Well, I don't know.
The second one.
I did
It's
assume her
the
gender.
Lowest person on the totem pole in a specific group, also known as the Zeta.
See, we always referred to like the ugly girl that nobody wanted to bang but would wind up with as the bottom, as the bottom bitch.
Where I come from, it's always the one that has your back.
Okay.
I just know it because of the prostitute thing because of South Park.
This was the one that gets me. This is bottom bitching. When girls who live together sync up their periods, the one whose cycle they sync to is the bottom, who is faintly superior to the others.
Well, there you go. There you have it, folks.
The weakest person who gets picked on the most by everyone in the group. A man or woman can utilize the bottom. This bottom is a female that is considered the lowest on a scale of 1 to 10 when compared to the pool of females that a man or woman could utilize in their sex life.
Yeah.
Typically, bottom will be down for a very sexual encounter at moment's notice.
Yeah, see, that's what.
So what
in
did
my
you look
youth,
this up on?
Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
in my youth, that's the term. We use bottom bitch. That meaning bottom bitch, and I didn't find out until later that it was the pimp's number one.
Yeah, and see, that's what I thought it was. But again, that's based off South Park. I can tell you that's where a lot of my knowledge comes from, so it's not reliable. I mean,
you know what? Thinking back, I think that lady looked at me like I was an idiot when I tried to tell her what I thought a bottom bitch was. I guess she thought. That she was the other kind of bottom bitch.
The other kind.
Mm-hmm.
so
all right, so that's the one you regret.
Yeah, I wish I'd have done that one.
What's the craziest that you have done?
I don't know.
No regrets.
Is it regrets or regrets?
I don't know.
I think it's regrets.
No regrets. Not even one letter.
Not one?
Not just one letter.
I've always been like a little kind of picky. Like if someone comes in with too big of a train wreck, I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Because they got to walk around with this ridiculous thing. Like if it's just not going to be a good tattoo, and so sometimes I avoid it.
Cover ups that you was like, holy no,
yeah,
I can't do that.
Hell no.
So I'm pretty sure.
I know we talked about like my shoulder actually and what you could do with it.
Yeah,
what's wrong with your shoulder?
I just want to get it redone. It's the very first tattoo I got done, but I want to keep the theme of it. And he's the man that I want to get done. Like just what he said he would do.
Okay.
I don't remember what I said, by the way.
Hey,
but
we'll figure it out again.
He'll get it figured out again.
don't take it like my coworker today was just asking me about getting tattooed, and like we talked about something before. I even taken a picture of a tattoo that I'm supposed to cover up on his leg, and then I forgot all about it. I was like,
when we show it again, your next idea might be even better, so it's a good thing.
Well, Donut trains with Steven at 10th Planet Perry.
Yep.
His kid is Casper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they train over there at 10th Planet Perry and under Stephen Aiken, under my coach. So he's got a really good coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever have anyone come in with quotes or different language, Latin or anything? Like, do you verify or just go with what they say?
You know what? I did tattoo some dates on a girl's wrist one time, and it was like it's like her grandma's. I don't know. It's like a memorial tattoo.
Like,
She gave me the wrong dates and came back in.
She tried to blame you, or like, oh, my bad? Like, she apologized, like, I gave you the wrong dates? Or did she try to blame
she just
you?
basically came in there like, oh, no, these dates are wrong. And we were like, well, I mean, you kind of gave me the
permanent
dates. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. I don't think she ever came to me, get back to get it fixed. Because it was like the next day, like, I couldn't work on her anyway. You know, it had to heal or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if she ever came back after that.
Gotcha. I just didn't know if like you would like research it, make sure they got it right, or just roll with it. Like you already looked it up, so I'm just gonna go with what you give me.
All right, Well, let's shift it from you. What's the biggest horror story you ever heard or was around? It don't have to actually have anything to do with your work. And what was your favorite tattoo that you've ever done? Like the one you're the most proud of?
Well, let's tackle that first. I don't know, man. It shifts, dude. Like I've got like a top probably 20 tattoos.
If he don't say my damn Ninja Turtle,
definitely.
I was just wondering if that makes
Coach Jimmy's Ninja Turtle.
What?
I don't know. I can't pick a favorite. Like there'll be an element of one. I'm super self-critical, so like I'll look at my own piece and I'll just tear that motherfucker down, dude.
Dude, let me tell you, I'm an artist. I drew all through high school. I was that kid that doing like you did with like the fine tip Sharpies.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did a lot of those heart with like the ribbons going through them, and then like the roses with the vines.
Yeah, little tribal vines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did those.
So I did a lot of that stuff in high school. But I took a poster board. Like imagine the biggest poster board that you could buy. Not no Walmart poster board. I mean like one big as this damn table. I dotted. It's called hatching. You got steepling. Stippling. Dot. So stippling and hatching. Hatching is little slash. Hatching.
Hatch, yeah, hatch.
All right, yeah. It's been years, y'all. I'm an old man.
No, you good.
So I dotted the entire tiger with just dots, but then I hatch. Are you hatching?
Mm-hmm.
The lines around the edges so you could see like the outline of the hair or whatever. Dude, I won first in state and national 2 years in a row with the same damn artwork.
Nice.
And then I done a sun where I like took a X-Acto knife or whatever and cut out the rays, drew it, painted like a orange and red backing, put a little piece of sponge to raise it up so when you walk by it gave it a little flicker. I won second place with that 2 years in a row. And I used to love drawing and doing stuff like that. I tried to draw the other day. I can't draw shit anymore. Like, you lose it if you if you don't practice it every day. Like, you fucking lose that shit.
That's where I was at. I drew through middle school, and sometime middle school, that's when I quit drawing. And I went back like 3 or 4 years later while I was in high school, and I was like, oh shit, can't do this no more.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you can hone and sharpen. It gets dull when you don't use. It's like anything that's people like to say it's like innate talent based, but I mean, every kid like starts off pretty much drawing at the same level.
Yeah.
If you ever think about it, and the kids that keep drawing are
Get
the
better.
ones that have that natural drawing ability.
Yeah.
And then the ones that hone that more and more and more and more.
I
and
think
more.
it's like anything, like jiu-jitsu. Like, the only way to get good at jiu-jitsu, we all start in different places, but it's ultimately the same place.
Day one white belt.
We're all day one, spazzy white belt. Some people are more athletic than others, but unless they wrestled or something. But if they wrestled, then they started out just like everybody else. They just started out that way while they were wrestling. So I think it's just like that. The more you show up, the more you do it, the better you get. I do feel like there's a cap to how good some people can get. I think that some people may have a mental block or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, they could. I feel like some people will not ever get to a certain level of jiu-jitsu.
Maybe physical limitation. I think a lot of it, the older I get and the more things that I learn, I think it's the ability to like look at yourself and critique what you're doing. Like, honestly, a lot of people can't do that. But I think that's what, people can do that to a certain extent, but I think that's what like kind of skill caps a lot of.
I think that like all right, so this is going to sound very, very freaking arrogant. I don't mean it this way, but I'm a badass. Like, that sounds so arrogant, but like, I have trained and trained and trained and trained and trained and trained and trained till I become a badass. Like, I do this shit every day. You know what I mean? But that's where I was going, is you said something very, like, earlier that's very specific to, like, what you do. You'll just break yourself down. You'll look at your work and say, man, I should have made this line better. It'll be this one little line, but it stands out to you like this giant, like, right in your face thing.
Eyesore.
But to us, to a normal person that isn't invested, it don't look that way. Like, I did all this work in this room, and I can tell you, like, every place that was mismeasured or whatever. My jiu-jitsu's like that. If I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I know the perfect way to do the move, right? Allegedly. I know the perfect way, allegedly. But then when I do it in a live roll, I'm like, man, that was sloppy as hell. I knocked out a guy, and it was like 39 seconds. Once somebody counted up how many times I kicked him, how many times I kneed him, how many times I hit him. And it was something like, I don't remember the numbers, but it was like I hit him 54 times with punches, and I kicked him once, kneed him 3 times in 39 seconds, and like knocked him out. And I got done. They raised my hand. They told me, it's like, go jump on the cage. I jumped on the cage. I raised my hand. I had this mean look on my face, and I went back to the back, and they're like, why are you so angry? I'm like, I trained really fucking hard for that. I was upset that I finished it so quickly. And then I was upset because I looked sloppy. And I was like, I just barraged this dude with punches. I look like a street brawler. And they was like, nah, dude, you look really good and technical. I'm like, fuck that. You see, like, right here, I'm dunking my head. I'm throwing overhands. Like, as fast as I beat that dude, I could have come out and looked like a rock star. It took a little bit more time and been perfect. And I was crying. I've never told anybody this. Chase Rowden was there. Scott Harper was there. Scott fought for the WC. He was one of my early on coaches. I went back to the thing, and I sat down and I cried. I had tears just running my eyes. I said, why are you crying? Because I suck. Like, dude, you just got the fastest knockout of this event ever. Like, real knockout. And I was like, yeah, but I looked sloppy doing it.
Could have been better.
I could have been so much better. I'm my biggest critic, too. And I think that's what sets the really, really great artist, whether it's drawing or jiu-jitsu. I think that's what sets us apart is the fact that we hone in on the small things and we try to constantly make it better. When I was painting cars, I did that, and I would actually end up messing up a car trying to get it better. Sometimes it's better just to leave it alone and walk away.
Well, there's a stage tattooing where, you know, I would do that kind of thing. I think probably everyone, like, in an artistic endeavor gets through that, where you, like, get too caught up trying to, like, get every single chunk, you know, perfect, and you wind up, like, you know, screwing stuff up, trying to, like, you know, just overdoing it. I think that, you know, it's probably like just a stage. And you kind of move past that, and then you get to the point where you're not making those, you're not having to fix those mistakes.
I think, like he was saying, the next stage after that, as far as I've ever experienced, is when you get to the point where you're like, okay, let me stop because I know I can make it better or keep trying to, but at this point it's just going to keep going over and is going to mess it up, and nobody else is going to appreciate it as much as I do. It's learning when to say, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, you play music, right? So Trevor's like a musician, and I'm sure you get into that too. My brother does.
I get into it with art because I draw too and editing. Like,
okay,
what do you do musically?
I play guitar, play drums, bass.
I played guitar for 6 years, and then when I started tattooing, I started dwindling, and then I just eventually like hung. Especially when I started having kids, I hadn't played in.
Like my brother played for Maples Crown and stuff like that. Like dude, I could have took him knowing what I know about marketing and social media and made him a huge star, but he didn't want it.
Who in here can do? Oh crap! I can't do it now. Can y'all do that?
Nope. Not even close.
That's as
show the camera what he's doing.
Just dexterity.
That one
guitar.
I can touch.
Oh, you can do it on that one?
Not this one.
See, I can do it. This is my fret hand, so I've got, you know, a lot more
This would be my fret hand.
Yeah.
Because I would play like this.
Yeah.
I can touch.
I've got a lot more range. I can't do it on. That's as close as I can get.
I had a friend that started teaching me, and like just a month into it, he passed away. So I just never, like he was teaching me, and he was one of my best friends. I just never picked it up again.
Can't do it.
I'm the bomb at Guitar Hero.
I see it, man. I was never
that's
good.
That's where that comes in, because that's my.
See, I could use my thumb to assist and make it, but without that, it ain't happening.
Yeah, that's just from
no dexterity.
reaching, you know, different.
I got fat grappling hands.
Yeah,
These old meat hooks.
So,
well,
just going down the rabbit hole. Is it that time you ask him the question?
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So we ask every single person that comes onto our podcast.
I know what's coming. I've listened to some.
Good. Have you ever been in a fight? And if it's more than one, tell us your favorite one, and use like we're sitting there, like make us feel like we're there. Give us as much as details, as much information, play by play, like what led up. How you were feeling, like the slow motion effect that your mom felt, whatever it is, like detail.
All right.
I love this. This is like our clips. This is always for our clips.
So, grew up, oldest 3 brothers. My brother Will is like a year and a half younger than me. So we just grew up like fighting, scrapping, you know, like brothers do all the time. I guess probably my most memorable fight would be in high school. I don't want to say the guy's name, I guess. I mean, we're cool now. Like, you know, I've tattooed him. Like, you know, whatever. We're cool now. We were cool immediately afterwards. But it all started with, I was a little bit of an asshole in high school. Like, I'd like to make people laugh. I'd make jokes at others' expense. I mean, it wasn't like a physical bully, but I would like, you know.
A mental bully.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
But that's okay. That's what builds character.
Yeah.
You're a character builder.
So anyway, let me just go ahead and frame this. I was a fucking bad dude in this situation. I deserved to get my ass kicked. I did not, but I deserved it. So anyway, we were hanging out at my buddy Derek's house, and everybody had Southern Links back then.
Dude, I love mine. I miss it. I wish we still had those.
So I think pretty sure it was on a Southern Link, and somebody had this guy's girlfriend's number on that Southern link, and I started talking to her. Just started talking shit. Like I wasn't trying to like, you know, get with her. I was just being stupid, just talking all kind of outrageous.
Was there alcohol involved?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
He was
Yeah,
like,
no,
I had no excuse.
Yeah,
I was
this
just a
is just yeah,
dick.
this is right after school, man. Like I was just cutting the fool, just being a mean idiot. Most of it, talking to her, I don't think was even mean. I was just being stupid, and I was just getting laughs out of the guys around me. And anyway, that went on for a little bit, and then her boyfriend found out, and he wasn't happy about it. I'm pretty sure he got on the phone.
Went on DMX on
I think he got on the phone and wasn't happy about it. And I wouldn't if it was just me and him on the phone, I'd probably been like, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry, or whatever. But I had, my little crew of dudes around me
and then you had a
laughing.
Face. Yeah.
So then I gotta be like, well, shit, I can't apologize now. I'm gonna be a punk. So I had to start talking shit to him. So anyway, it was like, he'll, I'll beat your ass, dude. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's fuck you. Let's let it happen. And so what happens? We get to school. I'm pretty sure neither one of us really wanted to fight each other.
It was just like, we got to now.
Yeah, like we said it in front of our group. He said it in front of his crew. I remember somehow it got planned that we were supposed to meet at the feed mill in Cochran, Colonial Feed and Seed. I don't know if y'all know where the bridge. Y'all know where the bridge.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you look off the left side of the bridge, there's a silo, the big barn right there. Well, anyway, there's like a little turnaround right there. That was a good spot for fights. So anyway, somehow, I don't remember how it got planned, but somehow it got arranged. Probably not even by us, the dudes fighting, probably by our crews. It was arranged. Like, well, damn, we're fighting here. So, anyway, I remember my friends were driving me there. It's like 3 or 4 of us.
Were they gassing you up? Or were they like, oh, man, you don't have to?
Yeah, a
were
little
they
bit.
Good friends? Were they like, man, you don't have to do this? Or were they like, oh, you got this. Let's fuck him up. Like, what did you have?
I think it's a little bit of both. They were more just kind of, I think they were just kind of glad for some entertainment. They didn't really give a shit what happened,
If he dies.
If he dies, he dies. It'll be funny. Fuck it. He'll probably deserve it. Anyway, so they drove me there, and I was, pretty nervous on the way there. And then I get there, and damn, the other dude's got like fucking 30 people. Like, everybody knew about this shit. So there's like 30 people out there surrounding us. So I'm like, there's no way to get out of this now. Like, somebody's fighting today. If it ain't us, somebody else out here is going to start a fight. Yeah. So I remember we pulled up into this like huge crew of folks. I didn't know if I was going to get jumped or what, but I couldn't punk out. So I got out of the car, and I remember I walked around the truck or a truck or something like that. And he like came popping up out of there, and he swung one good punch, and he caught me in the lip, and he busted my lip pretty good. I think I still got a scar in there now where my tooth got pushed up in there. But anyway, after that, I don't remember exactly what happened. We connected, and I just started tearing his ass up. And we wound up, I had him, he was on his knees on the ground, and I was behind him, and I was tagging him in the head and the face, and he'd turn away from me, and I'd reach down there with that one arm and pry it off, and I'd tag him until he turned and covered up, and then I'd swap arms and tag and cover him up until he was eventually calling for everybody, like, help, 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 help. Somebody ran and pushed me off, and so I went over there and started drinking some water, and they're like trying to get him back up and stuff like that. And they made this dude get out there and fight me again. Like, well, fight ain't over. He's still ready to go. So I'm like, God damn, I just kicked his ass once, but if he wants to go again, we'll go again. So we squared up again, and I started beating his ass again. I wish I knew jiu-jitsu then. It would have been way more efficient than, just fucking waylaying. Pretty sure I think I had him down on the ground, and I got my knees on top of him. And I had his arms pinned with my knees, and I was just about to like really fuck this dude up. And then one of his friends ran up and pushed me off again. And I think they made him fight me again after that. They made us line up. They drew like lines in the sand because we were both like tired. I remember they drew like lines in there.
He had some bad friends.
We were like young, man. I may have been 10th grade. He was like 9th grade. And then we were out there with a bunch of, we were out there with a bunch of like 11th and 12th grade and older dudes too. out there just like egging us. You know, they were all like just watching the fight. And we were
They
like,
wanted someone to
yeah,
die.
we were
He
kind of
already got a concussion. Like, go fight again.
Yeah, we were kind of fucking stuck in this thing. Like, man, I can't back out. All these dudes still want us to fight. So I guess I got to keep beating this dude up until they're satisfied. You know, they like ask you like, "Are you done? You ready for Mars?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess
whatever.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm not done. He's got to say he's done.
Right. So it was like that thing where nobody wanted to say they were done. I remember they drew like lines in the sand, like, all right. So God, I can't remember what happened. No, this may have been the time that I got him on the ground. It may have just been 2 rounds. I think it may have been 2 rounds because we were both like tired from that first round. I think may have been 2 rounds. They drew the lines in the sand. And I stepped over it, and I was going to wait on him to come to me, and he didn't, so I went to him. I think that's when I got him on the ground. Right when I had him pinned and was about to give him a real bad day, they came and knocked me off again. I think that was the end of it.
He's about to have a real bad day. That's funny.
I could have it all mixed up, dude. Like, this was, God, when was I in high school? It was like
it's been
10th grade,
Yeah.
and I've been out for
It's been a while.
shit over 10 years.
Yeah.
All I could think that whole story was how you started out. Like, man, what if you were still like a bad person, just a dick, and you tattooed him? You could have really fucked him up.
No, I mean, we were pretty much, so I think he was still trying to act a little hard at school after that. And I knew I'd already kind of won, so I was like, well, I mean, you know, if you got to, whatever, dude. Act like you got to act. We know what happened. But like, you know, a month or 2 after that, like, we were cool, you know. We talk and speak and stuff like that.
It's funny, like, I've threw beatings with guys and then we become friends. Like, usually that's how that plays out. But it's so strange to me how people act tough after, like, it doesn't shut them up. I used to be a hard believer and like, or a firm believer in like, you shut people up by whooping their ass.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work out like that. I slammed a dude at Walmart recently, and not because I wanted to. Don't get that twisted. It was just
You were scared.
yeah. It was just one of those things. I was scared. It happened, and like I went knee to belly and just had like I never punched him. I hit him with the earth. I mean, I'm sure he was sore as hell the next day because I knocked all the air out of him because it was a throw. But I just went knee to belly and had his Walmart vest and his pants and knee to belly, and I was riding him out. He was trying to smack me. I was just kind of good posture, riding him out. And so the lady's like, "You need to leave." I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'm going to leave." I let the guy up to leave. I'm like, "All right, I'm letting you up. I'm letting you up."
He's still ready to go.
Dude, I let him up, and he's like, "That's what I thought. I told you wasn't coming in here." Like, you could do what the fuck I told you to do, boy. And I'm like, really? Really? Like that lady just saved you, sir. I just was like, okay. I didn't say anything. I was just like, okay, you're right. You got it. But I hit that dude with the planet.
You felt it the next day.
Oh, he felt it. I know. You know how I know he felt it?
Because you felt it.
I felt it. And I didn't even hit the ground. I landed on him, and like I was sore. And I don't know if I was sore. I grapple every day. I don't know if I was sore because my adrenaline hit me, or if it's just different when you try to kill somebody when you throw them. Because it may be that it's just different when you throw somebody on concrete and you're trying to kill them. Because I had every intention of killing that dude when he landed. He survived. No, good on him.
One of the strongest things I remember from that fight is the next day, dude, I felt like I got hit by a fucking truck. Like the dude, he got one good lick on me. You know, he may have tagged me a couple other times, but I didn't have any black eyes. I didn't have, you know, nothing.
You probably used a bunch of muscles that you haven't ever used, and you was probably
I mean, I felt like I got my ass kicked the next day, just stiff and sore and just beat up, just bruises from rolling around, you know, that kind of shit.
And throwing punches constantly, just that tense.
Yeah.
How did the guy feel? That's what I want to know. He had to feel
I don't know, man. We never really talked about it after that.
You should ask him.
Yeah,
Record it and send it to us.
I want you to go find that Walmart employee and get him to tell you how he felt the next day.
Dude, that dude was big too. He was like 6'3", like 250, maybe 280. He was big, dude. I would not be scared to say a little bit smaller than Adam. He wasn't quite as big as Adam, big as Adam. He's probably tall as Adam.
I was about to say maybe Adam now because Adam has lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, maybe Adam now. Dude, that dude was huge. And I was thankful he was wearing a Walmart vest. That's the reason I was able to ride him out into.
You can hold on to that vest.
I had that vest. I had that vest and his khakis. Bro, I wasn't going nowhere. Rode that motherfucker like a bull.
Got to do a baseball bat trick with the vest.
Oh yeah.
Start wrapping it around the neck.
Kill him. If he would have stuck his hand in my face and mouth like that one more time, I was probably fixing to just bash his head. I never hit him though. I never hit him. I mean, I hit him with the earth. But I didn't ever hit him with my hands or nothing else.
Maybe a little bit with your knee when you landed on him, knee on belly.
Oh, I knocked all the air out of him. He hit the ground, poof, he went, and then it was knee to belly. And then it was like, I dropped that hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't take his back and like smack him in the face or nothing like that like Chris did, so. Yeah.
If I'd have known more, if I'd actually known how to fight then,
probably just hurt him bad.
It would have been way worse for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You find most people they like the idea of fighting, but once they get hit that one time, they're like, I don't like it no more.
I got a lot of friends that even to this day, you hear people say, I like to fight. I like to fight, and I always correct them.
You like to win.
No, you like winning fights. You don't like to fight. You like to win. There's a huge difference between liking to fight.
They like the feeling of winning.
Yeah, they like to win fights.
Most of the fights that I've been in, I pretty much more or less won almost every, minus, almost all the fights that I've been in. I guess me and my brother, got in some ties and stuff. I guess I was lucky enough that I usually only seriously fought dudes that were my size or a little smaller.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get no sure enough big old tanky dudes. But god dang, dude, I always felt like I got my ass kicked, the next day, just sore and beat up feeling, even if I won.
I think the worst I ever felt, I actually talked about it on this podcast. I fought a guy in a gas station, and man, my friend picked a fight. Actually, the guy picked a fight with us because I pulled through the gas pump. Like I was pulling in a parking spot, and I pulled past the pump, and he needed the pump or wanted the pump, and he let his window down. And everybody knows me. I know everybody. It's a small-ass town. I thought it was somebody that knew me, and I was on the phone. So I let the window down and, see who it was. And this dude's like, next time you see me coming, you better get the fuck out of my way. And I was like, all right. And I just let my window back up. I didn't care. It was like, oh, my bad. Like, this dude's an idiot. I pull up. My friend Chris gets out. The guy pulls into a different pump, and he goes over there. Now, I've seen the tape since then, but at the time, I didn't know. But Chris walked over to him, tapped on his window. You know me? You know me? And he's like, nope, but I can get to know you. And he unfolded and got himself out of that car. I'm not making this up. That dude was every bit of 6'8". Every bit of 6'8", probably 350. Not exaggerating. I'll call Chris up right now. That dude was huge.
So his first mistake was letting him out the car.
Yeah. I wouldn't have. As soon as I seen him unfolding to get out of that thing, I'd have kicked the door in his face. I'd have just been like, bam, bam, bam. Please don't get out. I was just kidding. Get back in.
Knock him a few good times and run.
Yeah. But what Chris did is Chris backed all the way up. And I'm talking on the phone. I'm actually talking on the phone to his girlfriend that he cheated on and got caught. And I'm trying to, or I don't know what happened. I hope she don't listen to this podcast. I actually
Are they still
don't.
Together?
No, I actually don't know the whole story, but I was just trying to get them to make up. And that's as far as we're going with that part of it. The other part of it is I'm sitting there on the phone. I was like, nah, he loves you. And he's like, well, he just peers out of the corner of my eye. So I look over there and I see him. And then I hear something, bang! Dude smacks the back of my truck. I'm in a full-size Dodge Ram. I don't know if you guys know how big these trucks are. Like a 1994 Dodge Ram. I look out the back glass, and all I can see is this dude's chest. out the all the way back there, the whole back of the truck. I can't see his face, not just his chest. And he like runs up and grabs Chris, and I jump out. I'm like, hey man, let him go. And he's like, fuck you, boy, you're next. I'm like, no, hell I ain't. And I end up like slamming him. I try to choke him out, slam him into a moving truck. It was crazy. But I went into the store because Chris got me off of him. Chris was like, they're calling the police. And I was like, who's calling the police? They're like, people inside. I'm like, so in my mind, I know everybody. I go in the store every day of my life. Like, there's some saving grace here, like, because I know them. We're friends, right? Hell no. I open the door. I'm like, hey, did y'all see that guy hit me? They're like, nah, but we seen you whoop his ass. I'm like, oh, I got to go. So I jump in my truck and I leave. I come back the next day like nothing happened. I'm at the store and Miss Pam calls me over there. She's like, come here, honey. I'm like, hey, Miss Pam. She's like, hey, sugar. Let me ask you something. She got the remote in her hand like this. She goes, that you? This is what you see on camera. You see Chris walk out of frame towards that man's car. You see Chris walk back in the frame, and now Chris is out of frame again. You see that man walk up. It looks like he just sets his hand on my truck like that. Don't look like he hit my truck. It don't look like anything. It looks like he just done that and just set his hand on my truck. Then he walks out of frame. You see me get out, do something like that, and then you see me walking back with him in a rear naked choke, carrying him backwards, him like trying to get away, smacking back like this. I let him go. He falls. As he's falling, he spins and like swings. His fingers like whisk my lips. I hit him with a flying knee. He falls. Boom. His shoes are still sitting where I hit him at. Then you see me slam him into a truck just driving through the parking lot and just smash his face in like this. And then I look up and I'm like,
oh shit.
And then I'm like, oh. Then the next camera pivots. You see me running the store and I go, did y'all see him hit me? No, we seen you whoop his ass. Oh, well, I got to go. And now I'm leaving. And my truck is painted like a damn marble countertop. It's gray and black. It's got a custom paint job on it because that's what I did at the time. Beautiful truck. Only one on the planet like it. She's like, is that you? I looked that woman straight in her eyes and said, that looks like me, but nah, that ain't me. She said, honey, he drove off with $32 worth of gas. Somebody needs to pay this gas or we got to turn this tape over to the police. And I said, I didn't take $32 worth of gas. My papa was standing behind me. He smacked me. You better pay that gas. I said, I ain't got it, Papa. Papa said, he paid it. The last time I seen my papa, he passed away like 2 weeks later. But he kept me from going to jail. He paid the guy that I beat up's gas. Because that dude got up off the ground, just hung his gas pump up and drove off.
He might have forgot he even pumped gas.
God dang.
But that dude was huge, y'all. Like when I grabbed him in the rear naked choke, like I leaned him back, he stood up and like whipped his shoulders. My feet was like that fucking high off the ground. I had to hang on him like this and knee him again to get him back in that choke. Dude, but you want to talk about sore?
Yeah, I bet.
Dude. Oh my God. That's the sorest I've ever been. All the kickboxing matches, the taekwondo matches, the couple MMA fights. That is by far the sorest I've ever been because that dude, like when he stood up and I was trying to pull him down, he was whipping me and like shaking me. It was ridiculous, dude. But yeah, I slammed him into a moving red Chevrolet. It was coming through the parking lot like 10 miles, 15 mile an hour, and I slammed him into it. Boom! I was trying to throw him under it, but he hit the side of the bed with his head, and then his ass hit the back tire, and he fell. And I just was like smashing him. I was just punching him. And Chris was going, no, no, Jimbo, no. Like, stop. I'm like, what do you mean stop? He just grabbed you. Anyway.
Man, if only you'd have had the foresight to get that tape.
Bro, I asked for it.
Oh, yeah?
I
Did
swear
you?
to God, I wanted that tape. I was like going to keep that shit. Like, look how big this motherfucker was and show everybody. And Miss Pam wouldn't give it to me. I asked Miss Pam, but to this day, when I go into American Jacks in McRae, they call me champ. To this day, I'm champ. What up, champ?
Yeah.
I think it's a funny story, good story to end on.
Yeah. I've told it on here before. But anyway, Chris, I want to have you on again. We didn't get to really get in because I run my damn mouth too much. I really want to talk about like your jiu-jitsu and how you're feeling about like your boys being in it. And I didn't get into a whole lot of that today because we're in a kind of hurry. We're gonna go help one of our other friends and stuff. But I kind of want to get into that with you because I think it's cool just seeing your whole family do it. And, like, how you guys, like, your boys are gangster. Like, I love watching them grapple. Yeah. It's just so cool. And I can see your temperament in them, but I also see that fire where they don't want to lose and stuff. It's one thing I can say about you, dude, is you never come in here, like, with that, I want to murder everybody. You always have nice, like, you never even went through that. Like, you was tense, but you never went through that, like, I'm going to squeeze your fucking head off stage that most white belts go through. And the advancement that I'm seeing in your style and stuff is really cool to watch. So
I wish I could see it, which I guess, I was thinking about sometimes I'll kind of, like, I'll leave here and I'm like, God dang it, dude, feel like I'm not doing anything. And then I have to remind myself, like, I'm training with the same motherfuckers that I've been training with for the past 5 months, except they come fucking 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week. I'm in here 3. Like, no wonder I can't do nothing to them but just, like, hang on and hope I don't,
It's funny, though, man, because, I know you don't see it because it feels like you're drowning the whole time. But, man, I see it. And I see them having a hard time with you, and you don't realize it. You don't realize how much you're doing or how much they're having to work to keep you in that space to stay ahead. I see it. Like, dude, you're picking up quick. And I don't know if it's because you're like me a lot and you just dive in so deep to everything and you got to learn every aspect of it. I'm like that really bad. But I can tell that you're like gaining traction and you're learning. It's cool to watch. Dude, he picked up truck right away. Like,
I didn't have a choice. I came in the first 2 weeks. I came like that's all we did was truck. So it's like learn it or go back home. So
yeah, but you learned it and you actually do it and understand it better than a lot of people. And I don't know if that's because it was the first thing you learned. That
and then I roll with Jay and Day a lot, and they love to truck. So
yeah,
I get trucked all the time by them dudes. So I'm just scratching little scabs of knowledge off of them when they're trucking me.
Gotcha. Dude, you come in during truck month, though. That's what we was calling it, truck month. That's when you come in. So, but you learned it. You and Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley, I watch her roll, and she's trucking fuckers. I'm like, damn. Toot. She's killing it. Yeah, it's fun, though. Anyway, guys, that's Tech Talk with Chris Libby, Bam Lee, Trev. Oh, it died. Your camera always dies.
It's all right.
You know what's cool though? You can switch camera to me. Look now, Trev. Look at that. All right, but here's the cool thing. I bought another power supply, and I'm just gonna leave it plugged right there so that when we do this, we can just plug your camera in.
All right.
Because I bought it and it's been on the shelf, and I just haven't hooked it up yet. But I got you, homie. That won't happen to you again.
Lazy. Need to get that done.
Got to get it done. Especially we're doing 4 at a time now. But anyway, guys, you can find us on Anchor or Coach Jimmy _ Tech, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Libstar Tattoos. Is that right?
Yep. At Libstar Tattoos on Instagram.
Right
at Libstar Tattoos on Instagram. And Guys, check his artwork out. If you don't do anything else, you don't learn anything else from us today, check that shit out. He's right there in one of Robin's, right?
Yep.
Dude, the man is gangster. Y'all got to see my turtle. It's on my page, Coach Jimmy _Tech. He freehanded that thing like onto a tablet and then put it on my body. It was amazing. I was impressed. And he did it in like an hour and a half. Like the whole thing, drew it. Like I just kind of gave him my idea of what I wanted. He drew it up and put it on me in like an hour and a half. It's the most gangster thing I ever seen in my whole life. I loved it. It was awesome watching the process. The dude is really, really good, and it's worth the wait. I'm going to get another one. It's worth the wait. Get on his books. And you guys have an amazing week, amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, Chris, Bam, Trevor. Peace.